What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is our competition entry, Honda S2000. Don't forget to come and join us on the official Red Dot Games Discord server. Link in the description below. Take part in the competition. It does close 10 p.m. this evening. On this Wednesday, the video comes out, but there is another 24 hours to get your votes in, and a new one will be starting very soon. So get on over, come and join us for that. We just have some fun with it. So let's get on with this beautiful Honda S2000 build. Before we take a look around, let's get inside. It is obviously the VM edition. I've made a little custom example for you guys today. We got it from the auction house, and you know, it's all right. I've definitely seen a lot worse. We've had better, but we'll be able to sort this one out, no problem at all. Did I get a good deal? Absolutely not. I bought it for 53,558 and could sell it for 42,647, losing out on 10,911 before we even begin. And today, we will not be going down the drag strip, trying to earn back some drag strip earnings. We'll be back on the racetrack lap times, getting our final time in. We have already done the Honda S2000. It's been down the drag strip. It did all right. Now we want to see it around the racetrack. See if we can get the top spot here. Although we are a bit low on power, we'll come to that in a minute. I reckon probably around third, I'll be very, very happy with. Let's jump back in and have a look at that. Into the power, the engine is the i4 double overhead chem AQC rear-wheel drive engine with 354 factory horsepower. We will obviously be adding performance parts, trying to squeeze as much power as we can out of that tiny little inline-4 engine. This one's going to be a pretty epic. I'm hoping for, at least anyway. It should look pretty epic. Let's get into it, though. Engine bay. Not really changed too much on here. Moved a few bits around just because I didn't like the placement. My apologies, Payne. But yeah, just tidied a few bits up in there. But mostly this is about our extra bonus parts. We've got a beautiful neon just underneath the bumper. Well, not underneath the bumper, in the bumper, I guess, there in the opening. We've got wheel halos, which you've probably already spotted. Little neon just inside the fenders. There's also, if we nip round to the side here, another neon just underneath that side skirt, but it does drop down quite a bit. It's just meant to give a little bit of underglow. Nothing too special. More wheel halos. If we nip around to the back, we've got another neon just hiding in the rear bumper there. More wheel halos and more neons. More little side neons and more wheel halos. We do also have a neon inside. Lovely little bonus part. Roof scoop, although it is a hood scoop, so it does open with the hood. I kind of wish we could change that, because I think that looks better as a roof scoop on this build rather than a hood scoop. But yeah, it does open with the hood, but never mind. We do have some beautiful dials inside added in there as well. And the final piece, we open up the trunk, we do have a full sound system. I don't do this very often. It's a lot of effort, but there we go. We've got a couple of amps in there, a few NOS canisters, lots of speakers, a couple of monitors, and the big old bonus part speaker just there. It is all going to be coloured, and hopefully it'll look awesome a little bit later on. But let's get started. Let's get this beautiful little Honda into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. Here we are then in the car wash with the beautiful little Honda S2000. Let's just get it cleaned. I mean, it's not that bad. We've definitely seen a lot worse. But is that actually black? It is actually black with a giant green fender. But there we go. Loving the giant green fender. Not what we're going with. You've seen the thumbnail. You've seen the livery. So let's just crack on with it. Let's get that interior done. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get that i4 ripped out of there. Start getting everything else stripped down. Before we jump underneath the car and check for that oil pan, I'm really debating what to do with all the bonus parts, whether to remove them or just leave them on and remove them for when I need to paint them. I'm unsure. We'll come to it a little bit later, but let's check for that oil pan. There is an oil pan, so we do need to get all of that drained out of there. How well do the Honda S2000s look after their cars? Awful. Absolutely terrible. Pi, I hope you do a lot better than that, if I'm being truly honest. But let's get it on underneath and see what we've got going on here. It is just rear-wheel drive. And we are missing that drive shaft, so I'm just going to add that one to the basket now so we don't forget it. But let's get out the little starter with the first rusty bolt right in the way. Thank you very much for that. Then the rest of the bolts on this beautiful little gearbox. And we won't remove this front exhaust section because we can't, and we have to go and take the manifold cover off. So let's get that sorted. There we go, that's that all taken care of. And let's get the front exhaust section out of there now. And now we should be able to rip that engine out nice and easy. Let's get the Honda back down on the ground for the sixth time today. I'm not even sure. Let's move the crane over and try and rip that inline-4 engine out of there. Out you come. Yeah, that's what we like. Nice and simple. Obviously, it wasn't quite that simple, but there we go. Let's jump inside the engine bay, and see what we've got going on in here. First things first, anything missing apart from that big old engine block? Obviously, there's a few bits of suspension missing. I can see that. We'll come to that a little bit later on, but it doesn't look like there's anything from the engine bay itself missing. Obviously, the fuel tank and fuel pump just down the back there. Then we got the air filter at the front here. Big old radiator with a fan housing kit. Coolant reservoir, ABS pump and module. Wishy-washy reservoir, brake servo. The cheeky battery, which we'll take out now, along with the fuse box. Lovely cover on there. And then we've got the power steering reservoir just at the front there. We do need to get all of these liquids drained. Nice and simple. We all know the drill by now. Right-click, additional tools, drain tool. Click on hold on whichever container you like, and it will drain all of the liquids out. Cracking. Let's crack on, though. Get the rest of this suspension and engine bay all cleared out, ready to be repaired, replaced, or upgraded before going back together on this beautiful Honda S2000. Then we'll get all the bodywork sorted and then head into the paint shop to apply that beautiful, beautiful livery. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded, ready to go back together with our beautiful little Honda S2000. Let's sort this bodywork out. What do we need to pull off first? I don't actually know. I know that you can't, can't take the fender off with the lights in? I can't remember. Let's just take the lights out, then we'll grab the fenders last. I think that's the order. There we go. Front bumper, lights, fender, I believe is the order. Shall we, we'll come back to the bonus parts. Out with the windshield. What else have we got on here? Door, off you come. The rear clamshell is the whole roof. We also have the roll cages apart in there as well. That rear window is apart. What else have we got? I really don't know what's going on here. There we go. Out with the rear bumper, rear tail light, trunk piece, and the exhaust is also part of the beautiful bodywork. I'm still tempted to leave all the bonus parts in. I think that might be everything for the bodywork. But let's just get in and get this interior out. Out with the steering wheel and the one seat. Both seats are meant to be in there. We are just missing one. Now, is that everything for the body? That's not the screen I want. 4%, so it's definitely not. What are we missing? Rear right fender and car part 3B. Rear right fender, around to the other side. Oh, there we go. I missed the side skirt on that side. And then I need to find car part 3B, whatever that may be. So I'll be back in just a moment. Literally just remembered what car part 3 was from last time. It is this little piece just down here. You can actually make this piece empty if you want to. I don't know what it's relevant for, but there we go. We did leave it in ours because I forgot to take it out, to be honest. But that's it. That should now be everything stripped down. There we go. That's what we like to see. 1% on there. The frame's at 52%, and we bought it for 53,000. So I'm not going to go overly high on this one. I'm going to say 800. 1,500. Way off. Way off indeed. Not going to show you the body shop again. We've already seen it once. If you want to check out the old video, I'll pin a card here for it and a link in the description below. Let's get on, get everything repaired, and decide what we're going to do with all these bonus parts in just a moment. Well, there we go. I managed to get all of the bonus parts off, apart from these front wheel halos. We just go into it, we'll just see that you can't even get them to say bonus parts or anything. I've tried with the car up in the air, crouched down, everything you could think of. Cannot get them to come off at all, which is a bit of a shame. It is only the front ones. The wheel ones came off perfectly well. And before we put the bodywork back on, we are going to put some of these bonus parts back in. I'm not going to put all of the painted parts back in, so I've got to try and figure out where absolutely everything goes. What is that? Oh, that's the front neon. That's the front neon. We can put that one in. Don't want console. Don't want any of that. I want one of them there. There we go. Then what have we got? That's a neon as well. So let's get you on. Where can we find the next neon? There we go. We go around to this side. This is also a neon. We just got to find them all. There we go. The side skirt piece, that should also be a neon. On you go there. We nip around to the other side. We got the other side skirt neon. Let's just get you in. You're a wheel halo, I believe. So we'll just put you on. Nice. That was a wheel halo. That was lucky. Round to this side, another wheel halo. Then I need to figure out where all of this actually goes, because this is all over the shop. Is this part the neon? I think that might be within the bumper realms. We'll go for it. We'll see how it looks in a minute. Last one's put in is just this little neon up here. Oh, I've still got some neons. Why have I still got some neons? That doesn't look like a very good sign. What am I missing? Oh, I know what I'm missing. There is a couple of neons in the trunk to go as well. Just make sure I've only got the 2 neons left. I have indeed. That's fine. 2 neons go in there, as I remember what goes in my build. So we've got all the neons on the build. The rest of the stuff we are going to be adding a little bit of colour to. So we'll leave it as it is for a moment, but let's crack on and get all of this bodywork back together. Starting with the beautiful fenders, we've gone for the J's Racing fenders. I think they look pretty awesome. They got the little cut in or tuck in, whatever you want to call it, just there. Really shows off our little neons just there, liking that. For the hood is the Cebion hood, I'm not sure, but it looks good and it fits in with our livery. For the headlights, black bezels, clear reflectors on there, looking very cool. On you go and on you go. And for our wonderful front bumper, we've gone for the top secret front bumper, looking absolutely incredible on there. Let's get in and get the roll cage in. Just car part 1E on there, looking nice. In you go. Then we've got the windshield, which is the Too Fast, Too Furious windshield. And the doors are just the AP2 black doors. On you go there. Our lovely side skirts are the top secret side skirts. In you go and in you go. Let's get this door in, this window in as well, just here. Round to the other side for that window as well. There we go. The mirrors, we went for the A6 tuning. I think that's meant to say A6. I'm not 100% on there, but there we go. In you go there. Then the rear clamshell is the CR hood piece on there. Removable roof, like in that. Then we got the rear window trunk piece on you go. We kept the Honda badge on there just because it looks quite good. Rear tail lights are the Buddy Club tinted ones. In you go and in you go. And obviously the left trunk tail light is the Veil Slide Too Fast, Too Furious set on there. Before we put on the rear bumper, you do have to get in car part 3 in there. And then we can put that big old rear bumper on, which is the Mugen Power German branded one there, looking quite good, and it fits in with our livery. Trust me, it does. Car part 2 is the exhaust, and we've just gone for the Mugen Power one, again, to match in with that beautiful rear bumper. That should be everything apart from the plates, so let's just get them on. I haven't picked anything for my plates at the moment. They are still blank. I'm still working on it. We will come to them before we head over to the paint shop, because I've got lots of stuff to paint and figure out for this beautiful little Honda S2000. So when we go, let's get the interior in. That's not the right button. I want to go to that one there. We kept it with the GW seat screen. I'm not going to do it just in case I break anything. Let's just get the seats in. We will be adding a bit of colour to that later. And for the steering wheel, we kept it as the steering wheel 8. That should, being the operative word there, be absolutely everything. Let's jump in and have a look. 100%, 100%, 100%. It is. Let's get this beautiful little car into the paint shop, get that livery on, get some plates done, and get all of the bonus parts all painted, ready to go back together, really finishing off this beautiful, beautiful build. Well, here she is then, the Purple Pocket Rocket S2K, looking absolutely fantastic. We have got the plates on, looking pretty good. Very, very pleased with the livery on this one. I'm just liking the subtleness of just the black hood there, but following the contours of that built-in lip on the hood. I don't know what you want to call that. Looking good with a little white outline and then a white outline throughout the whole bottom side of the car there. And even white caps on the end of the spoiler, looking pretty good. Very, very pleased with that. And this beautiful deep matte purple on the body looks absolutely incredible. Loving it. Really am. Let's open it up, check out inside. We've got a bit of purple on the seats. Nothing too fancy on them seats. A little bit of purple on the steering wheel. And we do also have all of the bonus gauges in a beautiful little white, along with the roll cage on there as well, just for added good measure. Obviously, that little neon in the back. Matte purple on the hood scoop, roof scoop, whatever you want to call it. Looking very, very nice in there. If we open that up, the whole engine bay is almost completely blacked out. We're going to try and do a lot of purple and a lot of white on this engine. Maybe a splash of red as well, just to sort of show performance parts and how good they may be. Let's get down to the back. Let's open up the trunk and see what we've done in there. I think this looks absolutely fantastic in here. All the consoles making up the floor are all in purple. They do have a silver stripe that runs down through the middle with a couple of neons just on either side of it there. The main monitors in a black, the small monitors in a white. All the speakers have got a little bit of colour on them, apart from the middle two. They don't have any colour on them. They went a funny texture, so I decided to leave them as they were. They're still black and white, so they still fit in with the build. The main speakers there went purple, with Jackal's audio speakers in purple as well. Both amplifiers have got a purple cover, but the text is still in the silver, and the NOS canisters are in a lovely black, with the main speaker there just in that matte purple as well. I honestly think it looks absolutely fantastic. And we did also, I really wanted these exhaust tips white. I just couldn't get them to go white because of the type of painting that they require. I could get them chromed or any other colour, basically. Although the tips actually in the normal mode wouldn't go any colour. They stayed silver. So we went with a full chrome all the way out. Hopefully it's going to look good, and we will try and match it in with the rest of the exhaust a little bit later on. But there we go. That's what we've got going on with this beautiful, beautiful car so far. I need to get everything else painted, start getting this beautiful Honda S2000 all back together. So let's get it on the lifter and let's start reassembly. I absolutely love the PPR S2K. I think it looks absolutely fantastic in that matte purple. Really, really loving that colour. But let's try and get some colour into the suspension. We got beautiful white shocks, purple springs and white caps on the front suspension there. Looking very, very nice if I do say so myself. But let's get on underneath and start getting some of this in. With no large intercoolers or anything like that adding power today. Not what we've gone for. We have gone for a beautiful white suspension cross member there. The steering rack's in a lovely purple. And the sway bar's also in a lovely purple. Let's just get the rubber bushings in. One here and a one over here. Get you out of the way. And then let's crack on. The front knuckle is just in a black on there. The inner tie rod's in a white with the outer tie rod in a cheeky little purple. Looking very, very nice. Both the upper and lower suspension arms are in that matte purple. And they look absolutely fantastic. Incredibly pleased with them. On you go. Looking lovely. There's that done. And then we've got our little sway bar end link, which we just kept in a black because it went too metallic with the purple, and you can't put white on them pieces. Then we got our beautiful suspension on there, looking lovely in the white and purple. The front axle knuckle covers in a white with the wheel hub just in a little black on there because it goes shiny or not white. So there we go. In with the bearing, in with the hubcap, which we kept in the matte purple. Brake disc on you go. Brake pad, and then the last piece at the front here is a matte purple brake caliper. Slightly darker, slightly lighter than everything else to try and blend it in with the colours. It is just a tiny little bit different, but you just get that effect with the brake calipers sometimes. But there we go, still looking good. Let's get down the back and get this rear suspension cross member in. Let's just get a couple of bushings in while we're here. One up there and one up there. The cross member's in a lovely solid white. It's actually a custom white, but there we go. Sway bar in a little purple, and then we've got the rear knuckle just in a black on there. One more rubber bushing in, you go. Then we got the rear suspension arm in the matte purple. In fact, all of the connection arms are in the purple through the middle. So let's get all of them in. Looking good, one there, and just a little one down the bottom with all your rubber bushings. Nicely done. Then we've got our shock, which we've kept in a white, matching in with the shocks at the front. And the side arm is also in a white there, just to add a splash more white down the back. Looking very nice. Pleased with it. Maybe too much white. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. We got a black rear sway bar end link. The spring cap down at the back's in white with a purple spring and a white cap on the top. Matching in with the front. Looking very, very nice on there. Then we got the wheel hub in a white, same as the front with the... I meant to say knuckle cover in the white and the wheel hub in a black. It's because they call them the wrong thing. That's called a wheel hub at the back for some reason. On some cars, not on all of them. In with that bearing. Then we got the brake disc on you go. Brake pad. Got the rear drive axle, which is just in a cheeky black on there. And the last piece, that purple brake caliper that we've already seen at the front. Looks a lot better down the back because you've got just a little bit more light on it. Just making it more visible. Let's crack on though. In with the fuel tank in the matte purple. The fuel pump's just in a little white on there. That's not white. That has come out massively silver. That is not what I intended. I'm going to go fix that one right now. Then we'll crack on with the rest of this suspension and then move on to the beautiful engine bay before we go and build that i4. And today, I think it's looking great. That's all the suspension done, mostly in that beautiful matte purple with a little bit of black and a lot of white in there as well, just for good measure. Obviously, the big old white fuse box right in our face. But let's move on. Let's get this engine bay all sorted. Really struggling to say the word sorted recently. I keep saying sorted, but there we go. Power steering reservoir, battery just up here. And while we're here, I'll just show you. I could not get the fuel pump to go white. I'm sure in previous videos I've definitely got a white fuel pump, but today it was only going silver. So we ended up doing it in a black just to finish it off. But there we go. Just thought I'd quickly show you that before we move on. A brake servo up here. The bit I missed at the beginning of the ECU is Type A Stage 3, looking good in there. Then we got the wishy-washy reservoir. What else have we got? The ABS pump. In you go in the purple with the module on top in purple. I know they clip through the suspension arms a little bit, but that's to hide them because they clip through a wall. So it was intentional, but there we go. Coolant reservoir, in you go. Then we've got the radiator, big old piece at the front, mostly in a purple. Fan housing kit in a black with two chrome purple fans on there. Just finishing that one off. Quite hard to see. Let's get a bit of torch on them. Even with torch on them, actually, that's really dark. But there we go. Liking it. Nonetheless, the last piece to go in is the air filter, and this is my least favourite one. It looks so good with this build, so I had to keep it. But you can't really paint it any colour. I could have force chromed it, but it wouldn't have gone in with all the purple, so we just left it in a gloss black on there, on with the air filter, and then on with the cover on top there. Yeah, just kept it in a black. Didn't want to go too over the top with some bright colours. Have I got my torch on? I did have my torch on. That was weird. But there we go. Looking good inside the engine bay. Let's get a look from above. Can't really see too much in there because it is quite a lot of black. A few little bits of white cross members sticking through the fuse box in there. Little bits of purple from the ABS pumper module and that radiator there. But let's go and build that inline 4 engine. There she is on the stand. White oil pan, purple block, black engine head. Looking good. Let's just get up and get on with it because there isn't too much in this one. We got 2 camshafts in the top there looking good. 4 spark plugs. Obviously, you can put the head cover on as soon as you've got the camshafts in, so just be careful of that one. There we go. All of the spark plugs in. Then we got 2 cam gears on the front with a lovely timing belt in Yugo. And then we should have the timing cover, which is in a matte purple on the top, looking fantastic. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to do this matte purple, but it came out great, along with the head cover as well, because this is like the black plasticky pieces, so I was definitely worried I was going to have to force chrome it or just go black on it, but it looks so good in that matte purple on there. The water pump itself, that's in a white, just add a bit brightness. So is the power steering pump there in Yugo. The only bits that aren't are the crankshaft pulley, because that can't go white, and the alternator, because that also can't go white. They're just blacked out, along with the cheeky little idle roller, just for good measure. Then we got the first belt on Yugo. Then we can put the belt tensioner on, which we've done in a white, to add a splash more of that. Then another belt in there, just blacked out to finish that off. If we nip around, the oil filter is in a black. I did try and do it purple, but it stayed blue, so I couldn't. Also white, it stayed blue as well, but there we go. So we just went with black. Fuel filter is in a lovely little purple on there, and the fuel rail is also in a purple. Ever so slightly different, but I think it really adds to the effect. Ignition coils, would have loved them in white, but they can't go that way, so they just went black. But the intake manifold is a massive white piece on the end there. Looking absolutely fantastic. Loving that. Let's just get you on with the throttle on there as well. And there we go. That's it. We can't do these parts until it is in the car. So we will get that one done in just a moment. But that's that beautiful inline 4 all done. So let's get it dropped in our lovely Honda S2000. Out we go. I forgot the engine crane, so we're going to have to go and grab that quickly. Grab you, get you back to the car, and let's get this motor in here. In we go. Get the crane put away and see how good this looks. Very dark, but I'm liking it nonetheless. Let's get a bit of light torch on there. That looks fantastic. Purples are a little bit different to the body, but I think that's just the sunlight reflecting it where the hood is blocking the light out. In fact, if we just take that off, does it make a difference? No, there's still a big shadow there because there's a big beam in the center of the light there. Center of the light, center of the roof, but there we go. Just get you back on, and then we can start getting some of these pieces here in. We can't. We need to go underneath first, and I'm playing around with the torch too much. Let's get underneath. Turn the torch off. Let's get the gearbox in and the exhaust in, and then we can put them final pieces on. Anyone would think I've never done this before, but there we go. In with the gearbox in a lovely white on there. This is a bit brighter, a bit duller. Getting confused than all the other whites because this does come a very shiny white piece. The starter's in a lovely little purple. Not that you're ever going to see it. And obviously all of that exhaust is in a chrome purple. Hopefully matching in with the end exhaust. We'll check that one out in a little bit because that's part of the bodywork. Then we got the drive shaft in Yugo. Cheeky little black on that one. Looking good. Bolted up and bolted up. And that's about all we can do from here. So let's take a walk out of the back. Chrome purple, chrome purple, chrome purple. Ah, that is an ever so slight different type of purple on there. But we're never going to see it, so we'll let it slide because the tips themselves are a chrome purple. There we go, looking good. Back down on the ground you go. Let's get this engine finished off with the last pieces that I thought I could do first, but I was definitely wrong. The exhaust manifold in a lovely chrome purple on there, looking good. Bolted all the way up. And then we have the manifold cover on top, which is also in a purple, but not so shiny. Just a little bit shininess on there because of the material it is. In fact, put a bit of torch on it so you can see it. Looking good in there. That's about all we can do for now. The dog's barking next door, just showing me that we're done for the minute. So I'm going to crack on, get the windows tinted, get the liquids topped up, get some beautiful wheels done for this lovely car. Then we can get it outside in the sun. Well, here she is then, all finished, looking absolutely beautiful in this custom livery on that matte purple base. Looking fantastic. I absolutely love this one. I think it looks fantastic. Let's get in, though, open that trunk and see all of the cool, fancy stuff we got going on there. I think that looks beautiful. Very pleased with that. Definitely could have put a lot more time and effort into it if I wanted to, but yeah, we don't have that much free time here on the Virtual Mechanic channel. 3 videos a week is quite a lot. The engine looking fantastic. Just get a little bit more light on that one for the moment. Looking beautiful in there. Very, very pleased with that. But let's talk about these rims. Torn that touch off. These rims are the Rim 4. They look absolutely fantastic. I do love this rim. They do poke out a little bit. They're beautiful. We left them in the black and put the white writing on the tyres because it looks pretty good. We've got the halos inside there, shining it up, making it look even more fantastic. But the fronts here, these are an 18-inch rim with a 235 width and a 30 profile on there. Looking fantastic. We've got the purple brake caliper just in there. Just about see it in the certain light. But there we go. Down to the back. It is also an 18-inch rim, but it's 295 width instead of 235. And it's still got a 30 profile on there. Looking fantastic. Let's jump inside. I'm loving this beautiful interior in here. It looks fantastic. Well done to Payne, our beautiful competition entry there. What do you think of my specific build? Do let me know in the comments below, or head over to Discord and get your vote in if mine is your favourite one in there. But let's get this beast started and hear that i4 engine. Well, that was not what I was expecting. That sounds a bit... That is ticking over very, very fast there. But let's give it some gas to see what it sounds like. Bit of RPM mod on there, as per usual with Payne, but sounding absolutely fantastic. Let's get this beast onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, and what its drag rating will be, even though we're not going to use it. Here we are then on the dyno with the Honda S2000, the Virtual Mechanic Custom Edition. 354 factory horsepower on this one from that beautiful little i4 engine. How much have we squeezed with our performance parts today? Let's have a look. If it ever gets there we go. Wow, that carried on for ages. A gain of 253 horsepower, 72%. Not quite a whole new engine, but we didn't have any intercoolers or many other additional parts around the car to add power today. So that's why that one was a little bit low. But it still brings us up to 606 horsepower, which is not too shabby at all. And a drag rating, even though we're not using it, of 458. Just in case you guys were wondering what this will give you. There you go. Drag rating of 458. She looks beautiful. I can't wait to get around the track. Before we do that, though, here's the gearbox tuning setup. A 3.49 ratio. I will say just ignore most of these numbers because of the RPM mod. They aren't accurate. So, for example, earlier I had this set at like 320 as the top speed, and it was topping out at just over 200 kilometers an hour on the track. So, play around with it, have some fun with it, see what works best for you. This is what I've gone for track racing on our beautiful S2000 today. There's the Stage 3 ECU fully tuned, ready to go. Don't forget about the shorts. I'll put a card here, hopefully, so you guys can see it and go and watch that one if you want. But easy tuning of your shorts every time without fail. Enough of that. Let's get this beast onto the track because we're still trying to beat the Hanata Moon, which did its standing lap in 1:31.421. And its flying lap in 1:26.537. Will we be able to beat it with our Honda S2000? Let's go find out. Well, here we are then, back on the racetrack, this time with the beautiful competition entry Honda S2000. Will we be able to beat the Hanata Moon in top spot with its flying lap of 1:26.537? We have got only one way to find out, and that's to get this car going. But you know the drill. We're going to do a standing lap and a flying lap, record both the times. You won't see much of the standing lap unless I make a few mistakes or some funny stuff happens, because I'll definitely include that. Then we'll see the full flying lap and see whether we can beat the Hanata Moon. I am using the keyboard and mouse again today because it's a little bit wiggly with the controller. So let's get on with it. Let's go. Come on, beautiful little Honda S2000. Let's get off the line. Bit of wheel spin at the start. Bit too overpowered in first gear, I would say there. But let's get around to the first corner. Sliding just a little bit. Slamming on the brakes. That should be about enough. Oh. Well, we managed to recover, so that wasn't too bad. As we go around the second part of the corner, just about doing all right there. Around the final corner, definitely broke a bit too heavy for that one. But let's get over the line. What have we got? 1:39 something. I'll check it in a second. Let's just get around the first corner. Now we are into our flying lap. This one definitely wants to be good, and hopefully it will be. Pulled a little bit wide in that corner there, and then it carried on sliding us around, but there we go. Can we keep full power in this corner? We can indeed. Let's head up towards the first big left corner. Our flying standing lap was a 1:39.20, by the way. Slam on the brakes, pull us around this first corner. A little bit of sliding, not too much though, because we don't want to lose traction. Braking again and get around the second half of this corner. Nice and easy. Can we keep full power down through this section? We can indeed. That was actually really nice. Pleased with that. Up to the first bank right turn. Quite a sharp one. Slam on the brakes. Little bit of power. Pull us around. Oh, I've gone too wide. I don't want to hit that apex. That would have absolutely destroyed me. But there we go. Power back down. And let's get into the banked left-hand turn. Slamming on the brakes for that one. Maybe a little bit too much there. Try and get this to pull us around this corner. Seems quite nice. Can we do it on the exit? Pretty good. Did pull us a little bit too far to the left, but there we go. Into the S sections. We want to slow down just a little bit here and then power back on and then slow down a lot more for the second part of the corner, or the S's, should I say. Maybe a little bit. No, we're just going to come off the gas rather than braking there, but there we go. Into the final corner. Bit of braking to get us around this one. And then onto the final straight and across the finish line with a 1:33.683. Not too bad at all from the beautiful little Honda S2000. Definitely doesn't pin it, beating the beautiful Hinata Moon with a 1:26.537. So let's get this little Honda back to the garage, see where it sits on the lap times track board. No, the racetrack lap times board. There we go. See if we can sell it on for a little bit of profit. Although I'm not selling it, it's one of my custom builds. Definitely keeping this bad boy. Well, there we have it. 4th place for the VM Edition Honda S2000. I did say I would be happy with 3rd, and it was very, very close. Look at them 2 times. 1:33.495 for the Katagiri Katsumoto. 1:33.683 for the VM Edition Honda S2000. So I was quite close with my guesstimation at the beginning. Not quite 3rd, though. Did finish in 4th, and it has knocked the VM Track Pack Mayan M3 right down into 5th place. Probably going to come off that board very soon, considering that time is not even close, really, to any of these times. But there we go. Both of these boards now filled up, along with the drag racing board out there. Looking absolutely fantastic. But there we go. Let's get back outside, see what we could sell the beautiful little Honda S2000 for, and see if we could have made some profit if we were going to sell it. Well, there we have it. 4th on the racetrack lap time speederboard. Still need a better name for them. If you've got any suggestions, do let me know in the comments below. But let's talk some facts and figures about this beautiful Honda S2000. We bought the car for $53,558 at the very beginning of this episode. I absolutely love this interior. I think it looks fantastic in here. I'm being truly honest. But yes, we then spent another $61,787 upgrading and modifying and tuning this beautiful car to how you see it in front of you today. Will we be able to make some money from it? Our total spend is $115,345. Here we go then, all 100% finished, but will we be able to make some money? We'll come to that in a second. First of all, that engine ramped up from 354 horsepower to 606 horsepower, a gain of 72%. Not too bad, considering it didn't have any intercoolers or any real extra bonus power parts to add on to the car today. But can we make some money? We spent $115,345. And we can sell it for $193,534, making a massive $78,179 from this stunning Honda S2000 with all the stereo equipment in the trunk there. Proper giving some old school Pimp My Ride vibes. Absolutely stunning interior, and the engine looks incredible inside that engine bay. We're obviously definitely not selling this beast. We are going to be keeping it. It will be going in place of the Porsche Carrera. We may need to move these around a little bit just so the two Hondas aren't next to each other. But I love that Honda, so that one isn't going anywhere. I think that just looks absolutely stunning with the different style back. They look like 2 totally different cars, if we're being truly honest. But yes, this is my custom build for the competition entry. Looking absolutely fantastic, and it would have made us some profit if we were going to sell it. But we're not going to, so let's just jump in and see what we've got coming next. This is the newest mod from Lit, looking absolutely fantastic. This is the Chevrolet Corvette C8, and we've gone for the Pandim Wide Body Kit Edition, looking pretty cool. We got it from the auction house. It's not too bad. The interior is the best thing about it. The rest of it is under 30%, but we can deal with that. We've repaired worse before. Did we get a good deal on this one? No. I bought it for $31,396 and could only sell it for $25,803, losing out on $5,000 593 before we even begin, which is never a good sign. But there we go. I'm looking forward to playing around with this one. This will be going down the drag strip. Unless you really want to see it around the racetrack, let me know in the comments below. But probably going down the drag strip for this one, especially as it's a new build. The engine in this one is the V8 overhead valve CGM M1D engine, and that means it's the mid-mounted engine or rear-mounted engine, depending on how you want to look at it. It does have 502 factory horsepower, and we will obviously be throwing performance parts all over this one, making it as absolutely insane and as wild as we can, ready to tear up that drag strip when we come back to this one on Friday. So do make sure you join us back here on Friday for the beautiful Chevrolet C8 Corvette build. Definitely looking forward to this one. It looks absolutely incredible. Beautiful work by Lit. Beautiful work from Payne for that absolutely stunning Honda S2000 that we built today. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Head over to Discord, link below, to go and vote for your favourite. Enter a car if you do think you've got some time. You only have 10 till 10 p.m. this evening at UK time. But do let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a cheeky little like. Share this video with your friends, family, neighbours, relatives, whoever you want, as long as you think they'll enjoy it. And maybe, just maybe, they'll also hit that subscribe button, because I'm definitely sure you are as well, aren't you? And if you're not, do hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day, whatever it is you get up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.